Yo, what's good, world? What's good? It's your boy Preezy, back with another edition of the Hustler's Handbook, where I share true words of wisdom from various businessmen, celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and other great figures within the business sector. Today, I'll be sharing 10 business insights from late rapper, entrepreneur, and philanthropist Nipsey Hussle to help inspire you to reach your peak as an entrepreneur. Enjoy.
Yeah, especially, streaming right now is more important than ever. Just because, it's a lot of money in streaming. And especially when you drop a popular project or a big song, if you get the back end of that, that's real money. The value of the song over the lifetime of the song is hard to even calculate. You know what I'm saying? When the records are successful or even just viral and they trending on the mixtape level, that the streaming turns over. So if you can, stay in control, of your masters as long as you can, because you would love to have a catalog. That's the best thing I had, is that, I got a catalog of music that, is streamed every month. And you know what I mean? We involved in that. Mm-hmm. So I got to see it from that level. When everybody's complaining about streaming, I'm like, I don't understand that. Mm-hmm. Because, I see it from a level of like a business whose products stream. And from that perspective, it look good. If I was just a business and the product I was streaming was a different artist, the artist might feel different than I feel, because he's seeing the streaming from whatever his agreement with the company is. But the actual pot is a nice pot.
Right. They're just not getting a big chunk of that pot.
Yeah, and that's all based on how they negotiated. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, it's a nice pot. Mm-hmm. So to own the masters is very critical, if you can. When you, as an artist, until you sign a contract, you own your masters. And even when you do, it's contracts that you can sign where you still own your masters. That's definitely the cornerstone to, maximizing the value. Is try to maintain the ownership of the master.
You get clientele more than transactions. Mm. You build clientele, and that's a lifetime. If you live by what your values are, your brand values, mm-hmm. you get a client that over the course of your whole spending career, mm-hmm. they didn't spend with you and supported you, and they end up being worth more than 1,000 one-time customers. You have fads, you have moments that really hit big, and they got one-time customers. They can't repeat that over and over and over. They got a moment where they did it right, but then if that's the case, they'll do them numbers every time they drop.
Yeah.
But, other brands, not even artists, other brands, just being consistent with what they build, because they super serve who follow them, and they over deliver to the ones that's with them, and so it's a consistent clientele they build. You know what I mean? So I just think it's different strokes for different folks though, and everybody's approach is gonna be different. But that book got a lot of game in it, just about what makes a brand powerful.
It was a few things. It's a crazy way to connect it, but. I saw video games, right? And you know how like Halo would come out or something, and it'll have 3 packages. It'll be the one for $59.99, it'll be the one for $99.99 that come with the poster and the seat, and then this one for like $149 that got the whole gun and all of the extra stuff. Their main product is the regular one, $59.99 or whatever that regular price is. But then you got a part of their base that they so engaged with that brand that they want to just support at the highest level. So I figure, like, as musicians, we got parts of our fan base that's that engaged that they want to be proud to pay, which was the term I gave it, but they want to fully support. So it's just on us to define how you do that. We ain't set the business model. Steve Jobs and Apple said 99 cents a song, and we follow suit. And then Best Buy said $12.99 or $15. We ain't set the business model ever. So we're not going to take our products outside of those spaces, because that's where all the people are trying to shop. But if we say, for the fans that's going to take the directive from me, and you really want to support, here's where you do it at, and it's the price point. Beats by Dre, any one of these billion-dollar platforms, a lot of the value comes from the people of influence that utilize the platforms. And those people are never involved in the business. You know what I'm saying? But they attention that they garner is being leveraged. You know what I'm saying? And I sat next to the owner of Tinder at the Laker game, and he told me the business model of how you evaluate a app. And he told me an equation that's basically, there's a certain dollar amount for every user on an app. If you want to go sell your app, if you got 10 users, there's a certain number, dollar amount. The value of your company is based on users times this dollar amount. And so when you got 10 million followers on Twitter, the value of Twitter is a certain dollar amount times your 10 million users, plus the other 10 million, plus the other 2 million, plus the other. So when Twitter goes to get evaluated at so-and-so billion, the model is an eyeball monetization, attention monetization model. And who's the reason that they are paying attention? The celebrity, the artist, you know what I'm saying? But for us, it's like a marketing tool to stay in contact with your fans. Yeah, that's cool, but to y'all in a whole different business. Y'all in a advertisement attention model. And it's you know, you leveraging all of these followers for the day you sell your company. So we are very valuable in the tech world, you know what I'm saying? Because we have influence. This is the infant stage of that whole category. It's an investment category, so you know, educate yourself. Obviously, don't just follow what nobody say. But I feel like, you know, to get in Apple really early, or to get in Uber, or to get in any one of these companies that ended up becoming so major, you know, you hear them stories about how beneficial being early was. And so I just wanted to be vocal about the opportunity and just, like, you know what I mean, let everybody hear somebody that's in rap and that's in hip hop talking about it, so it'll hit their consciousness, and if anything, they just go do their research about it. I think that for that convo to that point, every time we did sit down, I wouldn't take meetings with people I didn't respect.
Right.
I wouldn't take meetings with people I didn't see a potential mutual ground, you know. I wouldn't even sit down because I feel like it's a waste of time.
Sure.
So everybody we did sit with, we walked away with mutual respect. It just was like, you know, let me keep working, or we'll figure something else out in the future. It's just it's a way to think about money. It was 3 or 4 different perspectives. I was one of them, and the convo was just about what is money in 2017 going into 18. You know, is it paper? You know, is it agreed value? What makes something currency? You know, so that was what the debate was, and everybody was revolving around that as a question. But just cryptocurrency is, I think it's like a form of karma. I think that the banks had such a crooked model that the engineers and software designers and programmers was like, we're not gonna fix this with a protest. We're not gonna fix this with a march on Wall Street. We're gonna fix this with technology. And they created a equalizer that just, it checkmated the whole game. You know, that's my view on it. It's just like the energy balancing out what went wrong over there, and just the disadvantage that the people were at. The cryptocurrency is balancing that out, or will in the long run. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna create an option, and you're not gonna have to go operate in that system that led to like 2008, all the banks collapsing and the real estate bubble and all the malpractice of power that, you know, was happening in the banking industry and the central banks and all that. Yeah, just like, you know, again, I spoke to the points that offended me in the article, but I was really just like, you know, how much you get paid, the writer that wrote that? I pay them type of salaries to my employees at my business that got felonies and that can't get jobs. No disrespect. So who's the underachiever? I own my company. I own the asset of this whole industry, which is your masters, your intellectual property, you know what I'm saying, your publishing. So, you know, your metrics and what you gauging as an achievement is actually like a peon or underboss way of looking at it, because, you know, like, I'm not in it for the fame. Everybody want to be seen and held at the highest regard, obviously, but, you know, you can't cash that out. You can't take that to the bank. Well, you can in other ways, but, you know, what's the asset? What do the labels do it for? They do it for the ownership. They do it for the catalog, for the mailbox money. And so, you know, I think if you up on what's going on, you will respect that.
I think even outside of like business and branding, even in music, when you get an album that's all over the place, you be like, you know what I'm saying? But then you get them albums that's really focused and that's really, you know, a place, it's a world, or just really an idea that they really zoomed all the way in on. So I think brands also get more powerful the more focused they are. It's like In and Out sell hamburgers. You know what I mean? They got a line around the corner.
Yeah.
Every day, they don't got no salads on the menu. They don't got they sell hamburgers, fries, and shakes. But they known for that. They keep that at a high level. So I feel like, you know, you got powerful brands that's really focused on just doing specific things better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Living within your means or under your means, you know, to understand how to make something, you know. I think that's what's been critical for me, is I make something. I take something from zero and I make it, which is music. And that's a very powerful tool to be able to like come into a room and create something out of nothing. And so that's worked for me. But then there's people that, you know, master that part of the game, but consume so fast that it's hard to even get ahead. So it's a combination of things, and I ain't the poster boy for it, but at the end of the day, that's the direction we walking toward, is becoming wealthy to the level that it's not gonna go away, and that, you know, we create a situation that it lasts longer than us.